What's up, y'all? It's your boy Allende coming to you from Authentic Alphas. Shout out to all of the comic superhero fanatics and enthusiasts. As you can tell by the thumbnail, this is going to be about the most recent Spider-Man movie. So if you haven't already seen it, turn this mother off because I'm about to drop hella spoilers. So let's get into it.
One at a time. Now you got it. Okay, Peter 1, Peter 2, Peter 2, Peter 3. All right, let's do it.
Okay, y'all, as you can see, if you didn't already know, sorry, I ruined the surprise for you. They are not one, not two, but three Spider-Man in this movie. What? Exactly. And we also got 5 villains. That's right, 5 villains, 3 Spider-Men, and hella cameos. So this one starts off right where the last movie left off, Far From Home. You got Spider-Man. He's got Mary Jane in his life, or sorry, MJ, because it's not the same Mary Jane. And he has his best friend. You got no Tony Stark, but you got a cameo from your boy, Doctor Strange. He gets jammed up a little bit. Got to go see them laws. And who's defending him? No other than your boy, Daredevil. So that just brings in the element of all of the Marvel TV shows now being canon in the cinematic universe. Crazy. And those aren't even the shows that are on Disney Plus. I'm talking about the shows that were on Netflix. So that means that the Netflix Marvel shows as well as the Disney Plus Marvel shows are also going to be canon in the cinematic universe for sure. So I don't even know where to start. Should we talk about the villains first? Should we talk about the Spider-Man first? So I like the fact that in this movie he has to rely on his friends. How many of us have them? Friends. He can't count on the Avengers. He can't count on Nick Fury. So he has to count on his good old human friends, which I think is pretty dope. And they do Scooby-Doo this shit. Now, I don't know if you guys have saw the first and second Venom, but There Will Be Carnage did hint at a Spider-Man and Venom interaction. So we're going to get into that a little bit later because that's my favorite, aspect of this movie. So I'm going to go into probably one of the other things that I liked about it was the fact that they used bringing these other 2 Spider-Mans into the equation to really make all of the Spider-Mans one big story, which I think is awesome. Usually when a character gets, rewritten, recasted, and rebooted,
This again?
all of the previous outings just become whatever. But now, all 3 of the Spider-Man franchises are canon. That's crazy. That's never happened before. So we got to appreciate that, guys. Something new. And, I went to see Spider-Man with my girl. And we were like going into it like fingers crossed because we both love Marvel movies. She actually loves Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. She likes those 3 movies or whatever. But we were, a little skeptical because we had seen, The Eternals, and that movie was trash. So we were thinking, damn, man, I don't know if Marvel has lost their touch. Also, it seems when they try to jam a bunch of characters into a movie other than the Avengers, Civil War, and the Endgame saga, it doesn't really seem to work well. But listen, they pulled this junk off. I mean, you got hella cameos, like I said. You got 3 Spider-Man, like I said. And you got 5 villains and Doctor Strange. And they still did an amazing job with it. Made everything flow well. So I think one of the things that I do want to, talk about a little bit, because I'm an aesthetic guy. I'm an artist myself. I've always loved costumes. Even was designing a little bit of cosplay myself. So I want to talk about the aesthetics and the costume realism and how accurate it is to the comic book depictions of these characters. I want to start off with the character that I think was the most comic book accurate, which I want to say was Sandman. So I think they did a really good job with Sandman. I think he looks exactly like he does in the comic books. Although I can't really see how you can mess that one up. You're doing CGI for the effects, and the guy has a striped shirt. Moving on to the next one is Dr. Ock, which I think they did a great job with. They took out that bright yellow and unrealistic green costume, gave him an upgrade and a more realistic set of tentacles. So great job with that, and the actor was amazing. The lizard, I mean, it was all CGI. I think they could have made it look a lot more like the comic book, just based on the fact that it was CGI anyway. But anyway, moving on, Green Goblin, I think they did a pretty good job of what they had to work with. He wasn't actually a goblin. You know, he wears a green metal suit, whereas in the comic, he's like actually a goblin, I think. Or at least he thinks he's a goblin in his head. In any event, the dude, Willem Dafoe, or whoever played him, did an amazing job of playing Norman, as well as the Green Goblin alter egos. He did a better job than he did in the previous Spider-Man movie, so I thought that was dope. And then next would be Electro, which I had some gripes about. You know, when they first changed the race and casted Jamie Foxx, you know, when it was usually a white dude, I was like, you know, you ain't got to do that. But then they also went and made him all blue, and it was just weird. But they definitely straightened that out in this one, and I love Jamie Foxx's performance as Electro in this one also. It was way better than the last one. So, I mean, they did a really great job of cleaning up all of the things that fans didn't like about the previous Spider-Man franchises. So, man, Sony, Marvel, I never would have thought that they would have came together and worked so well together to pull this off. And I think it's a good sign for the future moving forward, just as far as different companies working together to share rights to characters. So the next thing is, you know, Sony is definitely building their little universe. They have Morbius coming at us. They already did the Venom thing. So it's looking like Spider-Man is going to be interacting with all of these characters once Sony gets him back, which I think is dope. I think Marvel is doing a great job of making that transition smooth and seamless, to where you're not even thinking about the studios. You're just basically following the characters as they're having the same actors play these characters, which I think is just phenomenal, because usually that does not happen. Usually when, rights, change over, they change the actors, they change the look, they change everything. And they're doing the absolute opposite here. So before I talk about my favorite aspect of this, which is that they're hinting at a Spider-Man versus Venom in the future. So what it looks like that they did with this Tom Holland version of Spider-Man is they actually developed the character backwards. Usually you just get like one movie as an origin story. You get a second movie, which is a sequel. And then you get a third trilogy, which kind of ends the transitional arc of the character. This one, they did it in reverse, because usually that character goes on to be in something else after their personal arc. In this, what they did was they put him in Civil War first, and just gave you a little bit of an understanding of Spider-Man. And then they went ahead and hit you with the solo Spider-Man movies, which is 3 movies to tell one origin story. So this movie that they just finished up, it finishes his origin. So we're basically just getting started with Spider-Man. He is officially Spider-Man at this point now. So I think that was pretty cool that they took their time to develop their flagship character, because, as we know, Spider-Man is the most recognizable superhero on the planet, hands down. I know some people think it's like Superman or Batman. No. It is definitely Spider-Man that is the most popular character on the planet, and has been so for like over a decade. So that's awesome that they're taking their time with him. Now let's talk about my favorite part about this, is that we are definitely going to get Spider-Man and Venom going at it. So I was a little disappointed that Sony decided to go ahead and do a Venom movie without Spider-Man, although I was just happy to get Venom on the big screen. And I was really disappointed that they didn't have that spider on his chest, that signature costume that Venom wears. As I used to draw that all the time as a kid, man. Like, Venom was my favorite villain. Like, I didn't even consider him a villain. I just thought he was, awesome. So I used to love drawing Venom more than probably anybody else. So when they didn't put that spider on his chest, man, I was hurt. But it looks like we not only are going to get Venom with Spider-Man, but he's probably going to get that spider on his chest. One way or another, that's going to be in the script. So definitely looking forward to that. They went ahead and teased at it in the end of There Will Be Carnage. And then at the end of this movie, that's, of course, the end credit. I don't want to be spoiling anything. I'm having this conversation under the pretense that you guys have seen this already. So if you have seen the movie, you should have stuck around to see the end credit scenes where they go ahead and confirm that Tom Hardy is on the hunt for this Peter Parker guy. So definitely looking forward to that. What more can I say but go see the movie, guys? Take the kids, take the missus, go by yourself if you're a lonely fucker. Whatever you do and however you do it, just have a good time, man. Peace.